They say by 35, you should already know what you want in life. I thought I did. I was already a mother of 2 beautiful children, a curious 5-year-old and a spirited 3-year-old. My days were loud, my nights were short, and my heart was full. And then, on a Tuesday morning, while my kids were eating breakfast, I saw 2 lines on a pregnancy test. My hands started shaking, not from joy, but from fear. This baby wasn't planned. We had talked about being done. 2 children felt complete. My husband wasn't ready. I remember him sitting on our bed, head in his hands, saying, "Maybe this is too much." But something inside me shifted, a quiet knowing. This baby was already part of me, and I couldn't let go of it. Even when my marriage felt fragile, even when I felt exhausted. This is the story of my 3rd pregnancy at 35. The fear, the arguments, the scars, both physical and emotional, the exhaustion that no amount of sleep could fix, and the love that grew bigger than I ever imagined. My first 2 pregnancies were different. They were planned conversations. But the 3rd one arrived like an uninvited guest to a party I didn't know I was having. I remember the moment I saw those 2 pink lines. I was alone in the bathroom and the test felt heavy in my hands. Impossible. When I told my husband that evening, his reaction cut me deeper than any words could. It wasn't anger, it was resignation. A quiet, "I don't know how we're gonna do this," that made me feel like my body had betrayed our marriage. But here's what I discovered. At 35, I wasn't afraid of pregnancy itself. I was afraid of losing him. I was afraid that he would resent me. I was afraid of being alone in this. Deep down, though, something felt different. At 35, there was a kind of peace underneath the fear, a knowing that I had done this before, that my scarred body knew how to carry a baby, that I was strong enough, even when my marriage felt fragile. People love to say the 3rd time is easier. I want to laugh when I hear that now. This pregnancy was nothing like the first 2, not because of the baby, but because of the chaos that came with it. I was pregnant while my 5-year-old was learning to read, while my 3-year-old was refusing to nap, and while my marriage was quietly breaking and healing at the same time. I was pregnant while my body was already tired. The hardest part came in the last weeks. I had 2 scars on my uterus from my previous C-sections. I was told this pregnancy was higher risk. Every doctor visit felt heavy with reminders. Every small pain made my heart race. Was that the baby, or was that something tearing? My 5-year-old noticed that I couldn't pick him up anymore. My 3-year-old became clingier, her little body sensing the shift in my energy. There were moments, dark moments, when I regretted this choice. But there were other moments when I felt the baby kick and felt overwhelming love, when I knew I was exactly where I needed to be. A pregnancy test doesn't just test a body, it tests a marriage in ways you never expect. We argued more than we ever had, not big dramatic arguments, but quiet ones. The kind where your husband doesn't look at you. The kind where he's thinking about bills and responsibility and whether he has the emotional capacity to do this again. I felt like a single parent, even though he was right there next to me in bed. I wondered if this baby would cost me my marriage. One night, about 6 months into the pregnancy, I broke. I started crying, big, ugly sobs that scared him. He listened. After I finished, he was quiet for a long time. Then he said, "I'm scared, but not of the baby. I'm scared of failing you. I'm scared of not being there for you the way you need me." And then he placed his hand on my belly. Something shifted. He stopped pulling away. We started moving toward each other, toward this baby, toward the life that was coming. My biggest fear wasn't labor or C-sections. My biggest fear was my children asking, "Mommy, will you still love us the same?" I spent nights lying awake, imagining how to explain to my 5-year-old that his mother's heart wasn't being divided. It was expanding. My 5-year-old became clingy. He wanted me to tuck him in every night. He asked repeatedly what would happen when the baby came. One day he said, "Maybe we don't need a baby. Maybe just our family is the best family." My heart broke a little bit because I knew this pregnancy had made him insecure. I started deliberately preparing them emotionally, not just intellectually. I held my 5-year-old for longer and whispered, "I love you so much. more than you could ever imagine, and that's never going to change. I took him to the doctor with me, let him hear the baby's heartbeat. I watched his face transform when he realized his baby brother was real, was actually coming. The final weeks were the most difficult. Because of my 2 uterine scars, I had conversations about risks, about what could go wrong, about how my body had already been through 2 major surgeries, and now it was being asked to do something extraordinary again. I wasn't afraid of the pain. I was afraid of complications. I was afraid of my body failing me. The night before my scheduled C-section, I couldn't sleep. I looked at my 2 children in the darkness. I had gone to their rooms to check on them one more time, and I thought, please let me come back to them. Please let me survive this to be their mother for all the days of their lives. When the baby was born the next morning, I heard that first cry before I fully understood what was happening. It wasn't like the other births. I was more aware of the surgery, but then I heard the cry and everything stopped. My baby, my 3rd child, announcing their arrival to the world. Is the baby okay? I asked. Perfect, the doctor said. The baby is perfect. Relief flooded through me. Not just relief that the baby was healthy, but relief that I had made it. My body had held together. I had survived. No one prepares you for 3 children under 5. The baby cried at night. My 3-year-old woke up feeling jealous. My 5-year-old needed help with everything. And my body was still healing from major surgery. I was on pain medication that made me foggy. I was bleeding. I was exhausted in a way that sleep couldn't fix because I wasn't actually sleeping. I was existing in a state between sleep and waking. One night at 3 a.m, I stood in my kitchen alone and cried, ugly, desperate crying that came from somewhere deep and broken inside me. I was so tired of being strong. I was tired of holding myself together for everyone. I was tired of being a body that existed to serve other people. My husband found me and held me without trying to fix it. I can't do this, I whispered. You are doing it, he said. You're doing it right now. And somehow that was enough. The postpartum weeks were the most challenging of my life, not because anything was catastrophically wrong, but because everything was difficult in small, constant ways. But there were glimpses of beauty. My children holding their baby brother gently, singing lullabies, loving each other. The love didn't cancel out the tiredness. The joy didn't erase the pain. They lived alongside each other. Mom guilt is a strange creature. It comes from the gap between the mother you want to be and the mother you actually are in any given moment. I told my older child, wait, so many times. I missed small moments. I felt like I was failing all 3 of them. But then, one morning, my 5-year-old looked up from his cereal and said, Mommy, thank you for having my baby brother. Now I love him. He's my baby brother. I teach him things. And he solved my entire mom guilt crisis with one sentence. At 35, I'm learning that being enough isn't about doing everything. It's not about remembering every drawing or having infinite patience. Being enough is about staying. It's about showing up even when you're broken. My children didn't need a perfect mother. They needed a real mother. And that mother, tired and guilty and doing her best, is more than enough. Daily life with 3 children is loud and chaotic. Mornings are exhausting. Someone is always hungry, always crying, always needing me. There are 2 minutes when I hide in the bathroom just to breathe, but in the middle of all that noise, there's something beautiful. There's life happening. There are little voices asking questions and singing songs. The noise is love, the chaos is love. If you had asked me on the day I saw those 2 pink lines whether I would do this again, I would have said no, absolutely not. But now, at the other end of this journey, I can say with absolute certainty, I would choose it again. I would choose it knowing the fear, the arguments, the scars, the exhaustion, the pain. I would choose it all. It wasn't easy. It wasn't planned. It almost broke us. But instead of breaking us, it broke us open. It made us vulnerable in ways that made us stronger. It forced us to show up for each other, even when we wanted to run away. My 5-year-old is now the gentle caretaker of his baby brother. He has become more patient and more generous and more loving because of this role. My 3-year-old has become confident and secure. My husband has discovered depths of love and commitment he didn't know he had. And me? This baby gave me the understanding that I'm stronger than I thought. This baby gave me permission to forgive myself for not being perfect. This baby gave me 3 children who light up my world. But mostly this baby gave me the understanding that my fear was never about the baby. My fear was about whether I was enough. And through this journey, I've learned that I am. I'm enough. My scarred, tired, imperfect body is enough. My complicated, sometimes fragile marriage is enough. My love, even when stretched thin among multiple small humans, is enough. This isn't a story about pregnancy or birth or motherhood. It's a story about love, the kind of love that transforms you, that breaks you open, that makes you willing to be vulnerable and terrified and completely present all at the same time. It's a story about how fear can become love, how a completely unplanned pregnancy can become the most beautiful gift, how the thing that almost broke you becomes the thing that makes you whole. This is my story, and I'm grateful for every moment of it, the hard moments and the beautiful ones. My journey from fear to love is still happening. Some days are easier than others, but now I know how to transform fear into love. I know how to survive the hard things. I know that I'm enough, and I would choose this again. I would choose it all again.